Pillars of Eternity continues. So here we are back on the overworld for once. A fresh breath of air.
It's a bit just like your breeches, scholar lad.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. I said nothing.
We are slowly going to rebuild Cadnua. Bit by bit. For now, however, everything pretty much is locked off from us. We actually want to go to Madhmr Bridge. Let's try to exit this way. Here they come. No, still can't get to it, so maybe I need to do it from the Black Meadow. And actually, while we're here in the Black Meadow, we should touch base with all of our different NPCs, and also we want to go over the quest that we already have. Backlog. Bright Hollow restoration construction completed. Fine and dandy. We got quite a bit of gold, actually. I could have started constructing on a lot of shit. But, you guys tell me, how fast do I need to go with the Stronghold rehabilitation program? A broken down cart. Where in the father mucker? Is this a joke? There we go. Shit. Can I go to the fucking bridge?
That's it!
Man, got ambushed by a Zorup. Go ahead and slow it down here.
Hey.
They got bubbles. Yeah. Finally figured that out. Look at those bubbles. They want to talk to you. I just thought that was cool little bop-up bubbles. Durance doesn't want to talk to me. It's a dick.
That old watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
Nah, well, it's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
What was it?
All right. Yes, fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden. About how he turned against us and fought for Widewind. Been on my mind for some time now. The thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. And hearing claims that he died fighting for Rey at Saris, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys...
He shakes his head.
I thought, maybe this old Watcher would know how my brother died. So I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
You're right. You should be embarrassed.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. Watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really? If I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with Watchers. I should be starting with records. You should be prepared that there may be no record of your brother's death. Wouldn't be off any worse than would I? Adar thinks a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about that, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They've got an archive at the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
You've done a lot for me already. You've done a lot for me already. You've done a lot for me already. Working on my Eder. Aloth! What's up, biatch? Aloth seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You can start by explaining what the fuck is going on.
I wish I could. But as to walking memories and the old man who can no longer distinguish them from reality, I fear I'm at a loss. And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
He was a monster in past lives. He got what he deserved.
Yet how can you be so certain your soul does not harbor its own dark mysteries?
I would know.
Well, that must be a great comfort. Perhaps you'll share the secret of this wisdom one day.
He don't talk much.
Poor Meerwald. He couldn't contend with all that he knew of himself. A cruel fate.
He was weak. I won't end up the same way. That's the spirit. We'll have a look at the church he talked about. I look forward to finding out just what the Laden Key involvement is in all this. That's it? Cool. Alright, as far as our questicles, we need to go... Meerwald told me I might find the Laden Key in the City of Defiance. We're going there for several reasons. I learned from Meerwald that the member of the Laden Key tended to worship Wodika, and the steward had mentioned that there's a temple dedicated to Wodika in Defiance Bay. So obviously we need to go to Defiance Bay for that. The Blade of Endless Paths. We're going to find more pieces of the ancient sword, which I'm assuming is down the 15 or whatever levels of that. Explore the Endless Pass. That's part of the ongoing deal. Kanarua wants us to explore the Endless Paths as well. Okay. Spend time traveling with Durance. We're doing that. Durance says he and I are meant to travel together and that we can teach one another. He's a man of many words who seems to raise more questions than answers. But if I travel the road long enough with him, perhaps I may discover something worth learning. And traveling with Eder to record his archives. Eder believes he may be able to find more circumstances on his brother's death in Defiance Bay. That's where we're fucking going anyway. But first, Madhmr's Bridge. Nugla goes solo! Hello, little man. Damn looters can't be bothered to find an honest wage. Curse my luck, the woman mutters, kicking her foot into the ground and upturning a clod of soil. As you approach, her ears twitch and she turns to greet you. Hail, traveler! She's smoked a lot of cigarettes, obviously, and says with a half-hearted hand wave, The bridge to Defiance Bay is out. If that's where you're headed, you'll need to find another route. What destroyed the bridge, old lady? The river has been rising on account of all the storms. Here, where the river narrows, the flooding did most damage. The Orland woman folds her arms and a scowl overtakes her face. Guess they don't make things to last around here, do they? Not like they used to. One of the stone columns collapsed in a flash flood. Flood? Food? Taking the whole middle section of the bridge out to sea. Gee. Madhmr Bridge was the most direct route from Gilded Valley to Defiance Bay. Merchants and travelers now have to find a boat passage or add days of extra travel to loop around the bay. So I started a ferry service thinking I'd earn some coin and help others cross over the bay. She shakes her head, her ears twitching as she speaks. That was a bigger mistake than the time I allowed a cipher to court me. Mistake? How so? I had been attempting to turn to quick copper, but she bites her lip, her face turning flush with anger. Just my luck. The blasted currents threw my ferry into the rocks, dashed it and my profits to pieces. Making matters worse, when I went to prowl the shore to salvage whatever shipping crates didn't sink, a pair of looters attacked me. She stomps her foot into the ground. The damn brigands had the nerve to attack. I managed to avoid harm, but now they've stolen everything but by force. All that's left of my fortune. She eyes you for a long second, her hand cupping her chin. You know, you look like you'd fare better against the looters than little old me. Could I enlist you? What's in it for me? You would make a good merchant, she blurts out with a laugh. I'd worry if I didn't inquire about your own profit motive. She scratches her ear, blushing as she speaks. I'm a bit destitute at the moment, but I have a shop over in Defiance Bay. Huh? Never heard of it. If you help me recover my merchandise, I'll sell you whatever you want for the bargain. I'll look into it. She smiles wide, her ears perking up. Thank you. I'm sure those thugs have made a mess of my stock, but maybe there's something there to be saved. Hey, how do I get to Defiance Bay? With the bridge destroyed, the best course of action would be following the rivers north. You'll be able to cross further upstream, but you've got a long walk ahead of you. Ta-ta! You sexy! We have a firelight here. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. You see the interior of a small, dark shop. The shelves are covered with a variety of goods, some commonplace and others of a little more exotic variety. The man wanders the shelves of the shop, smiling and fondly touching the items. He maneuvers through the aisles, and the only person in the shop. He stops in front of a large display showing the model of a large worm. A plaque in front of it detailing information about its natural habitat, food preferences, and mating rituals. He moves on, wandering from display to display, stopping at each one to take it in. He looks out at the window at the front of the shop and sees the sun has broken the building line. People are wandering the market, stopping into shops and loitering at stalls looking for a bargain. Standing before the door, the man turns back to the shop and smiles again. He then unlocks the door and pushes it open, letting in the sounds of the market. Vanessa Schmedley and Lars Nielsen. Yes, I think we all understand these are Kickstarter backer stories, but they meld well with the game. I think it's important to read them as we come across them. Whoa! I don't think so. Alright, get some camping supplies back. Fantastic.
Looks like Andra's gushing enough for both moves.
Vanessa Schmedley. You see a crowd doubled over, sharing bouts of laughter at a mischievous-eyed woman as she relates a tale of her last adventure involving an unusually self-conscious troll. She has them exactly where she wants them as she throws out the punchline, sending anyone who wasn't already smiling into tears of laughter. She curtsies at the crowd with a flourish, each trying to buy her affection with the drink. Oh shit, I skipped a part. And a wicked grin and makes her way back to the bar, quickly followed by a legion of eager suitors, each trying to buy her affection with a drink. She turns each of them away, but none leave without a smile. She enjoys her drink, content, and starts to scribble down the beginnings of her next performance, laughing at her own jokes. Looks like Andra's blah blah blah. You see two figures, a human and an Amuar, standing in front of this man. The human just stands there fuming while the Amuar is yelling, red-faced with fury. He is leaning forward, a stream of profane imagery flying from his mouth, his face rapidly turning purple. The man stands straight in the face of the onslaught, unmoving, a bemused smile on his face. He holds a rapier nonchalantly by his portly flank, point down, but his hand is tightly gripping the handle, his knuckles white. The Amuar stops yelling, pausing only long enough to take a breath, intent on immediately starting again. The man holds up his left hand and begins to speak during the brief silence, trying to defuse the situation and cut off continued abuse. The Amuar makes a grunting noise and pokes the man on the breastbone to stop him from speaking, leaving the finger against his chest for emphasis. The man with the rapier tilts his head down, looking at the finger resting against his chest, and looks back at the Amuar without moving his head. The Amuar realizes too late that he had just crossed the line. The man grabs his hand, squeezing and twisting it. There's a loud cracking noise, and the Amuar cries out. The man raises his rapier and punches the Amuar, using the handle as added heft. There's a second crack as the Amuar collapses to the ground unconscious, blood pouring from his motherfucking nose. The second stranger looks up from his friend's limp body to see the tip of the rapier already pointed at him, a flat, unfriendly, and serious look on the face at the other end of it. He raises his hands in defeat and backs away, turning to run when he is far enough away to ensure he won't be caught. The man turns to leave, the smile slowly returning to his face. I gotta admit, that one kind of sucked. That was long-winded. Whoever wrote that, you fucked it up. I'll take that. Potion of Wizard's Double. Creates a duplicate, plus 40 deflection and all that shit. Runstock will take it. Thank you, sir. Amethyst, agate, and copper shit. Get to my stash.
Yes.
Oh, that's stealing? You don't know anything about stealing.
I'll see what I can find.
What is it? As you wish. And what does the flame reveal?
Not worth my time. I mean, it's crazy a kobold would even live that long. Maggots squirm amidst the deer's entrails. Fuck is that? Oh, you got some balls there, Aloth. Fuck you, troll.
Poison!
Worth and rough!
Boo! Didn't get my skellies out.
Yes.
Aye?
Fucking looters. Looter cooters.
Ansawu!
Gathered around the soggy timbers of a shipwreckage, men and women pick through driftwood, snatching muddy silverware, moldy clothes, chipped pottery, and anything they can spot amongst the detritus, or debris. I mean, I prefer debris. All eyes turn to you as you approach. The group trade nervous stares at you until at last a woman in muddy clothes steps forward and speaks.
Where are Bertrand and Terran?
She asks.
They were just up along the path, and we heard fighting.
Her eyes narrow and a hand moves toward a knife on her belt as she anticipates your reply. Who?
My cousins, they were waiting up the path, keeping an eye out for
Hanwin's voice falls silent as she looks at the path by which you arrived.
trouble.
They attacked us. It was a matter of self-defense.
You killed him?
You see Hanwin's eyes tear up before she buries her face in their hands. The men and women around her take a step back, eyeing you cautiously.
You speak of self-defense. Well, we are defending ourselves from the storm.
Her voice rises and her face grows flushed with emotion.
The floods took our entire farm. We have nothing left. Nothing! No food, no roof. And now I don't even have my cousins.
She throws up her hands in despair.
We don't want to fight you. We have lost enough already. Please leave us.
That doesn't change the fact that you're stealing.
Then you leave us with no choice.
You leave Lug Lug with no choice, bitch. I was killing you either way. Shit. You guys are fucked. 38 damage. Night night. No! This is a Lug Lug shit. Immunity to confuse. Alright, what now? He's got a regular hood, so let's see. Hermit's hat. Also known as the curmudgeon's coif and the baller's bonnet. This cinching chapeau is a tight fit. It was fashioned by an unremarkable wizard who believed the only thing holding him back from a successful career in the arcane arts was his lack of focus and the petty distraction of small-minded types. Infused with his misanthropic essence, this hat fulfilled his desire twofold. Folk no longer sought out his company, and spellcasting came more easily. Never married, he died alone. This floppy yellow hat sports a wide brim, darkened by sweat stains. It gives +2 to fucking intellect, and immunity to confused. I can't wear a helmet. It goes to Aloth. Cha-ching. Good on you, Aloth. You now have 18 intelligence. I mean, it ain't 19, but, you know. Dreamers can dream. I got that ferry cargo. Oh yeah, periwinkle. Frayed into the rope, drifts into the river. River weed.
As you
What?
wish.
So I got off to a slow start with my mini marathon, unfortunately, because I actually had to go into work for an hour meeting today, which interrupted it. Of course, we had the gym time, and I had to take the lady out when she got off of work. But we're getting what I consider 3 Pillar of Eternity, 2 Lands of Lore, and maybe possibly another secret video that will not be really revealed
As you wish.
until I deem worthy. It's a surprise. I think that's it. We just got to go visit What's-Her-Face. I don't see really any other darkness on the map besides the very, very edge corners, which normally that's nothing. My helpful stranger returns. Have you managed to find anything yet? Even if all you found is driftwood, just knowing those looters got what they deserved would moisten my breeches. Show her the cargo. Defiance Bay minor negative. Would these happen to be your wares? Her ears twitch with excitement as you drop the supplies down in front of her.
Thank you. I was beginning to think it had all sunk into the bottom of the river.
She reaches into her tunic pockets and hands you something.
Consider this a small token of my gratitude. I will reward you properly when you visit my shop in Defiance Bay.
I just want levels, man. I just want levels. Oh, steal some mushrooms.
Yes. Following your lead.
Let's see what we have crafting-wise. Casita's Casserole. The Casita Casserole, or Captain's Casserole, originated in seaside taverns within the Deerwood, where chefs attempted to cater to Vailian trade interests by adapting foreign recipes. The results ultimately proved far more popular with the locals than visitors from the Republic. The fish casseroles remained a common dish in many Deerwood cities. Beer, fish, rice. We could do duck's own beetloaf. Plus 10 max endurance. Okay, so we got to look at this. Plus 2 might. Beef loaf is a standard dish all across the Deerwood, and hundreds of families have been using the same recipe for generations. No one is quite sure how it came to be known as the Duke's own. Is that the duck or the Duke? I guess it's like Duke. But two legends are widespread. The first involves Admeth Hadret, the Deerwood's first Duke, personally making beef loaf for his captive prisoner, the Glanfathan Galvin Rigged. The old man was supposedly so fond of the meal that he asked for the recipe and passed it on to his kin after his release. The second, more likely tale featured an unscrupulous cook who worked for the venerable Black Hound Inn of Gilded Vale. She confided in a myriad of travelers that she had a recipe for the Duke's own beef loaf, simply her own delicious recipe, and sold it to dozens of people for outrageous prices. Each victim of the ruse went on to make their beef loaf with the Duke's own recipe, giving rise to popular name. Let's craft it. Fuck it, we got some. We got some Duke's beef loaf. Pearl with chicken. Constitution. Jerky. Max endurance and intellect. Yeah, let's make whatever we can make. Why not? We can also make some potions. Holy shit. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff here. This is awesome. I'm going to play with this more off camera and just kind of make what I want, and then we'll kind of go over some of the stuff I got. But potion of major regeneration sounds dope. Plus 95.8 endurance over 15 seconds. Let's craft that. That could be useful using that pearl. Potion of power. Plus 25 attack speed and max 30 for 20 seconds. We'll take a couple of those. Shit. We'll take another one, actually. Potion of iron skin. Yes, ma'am. We just got the alchemist achievement, by the way. Making them potions, baby. We'll sort that out as needed. Duke's own beetloaf. 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 I like that. Beef loaf. That's Lug Lug's favorite food from now on, is beef loaf. We're just going to sort all this shit away for now because it's driving me fucking crazy on my screen. We'll sort the food later. We got a ton of shit to sell. A little fucking redonkulous.
Well?
I think we're done in this little area for now. Let's head to the Wooded Plains. Once again, I forgot to equip our little white dragon, so we'll do that now. think we can put all our animals up, actually. A disengagement cloak would be good on either wizard. I'm not big on it. And I took what's-his-face's grimoire. Just now remember that. Oh, looky there. We got the money now. I want all the spells. All the good spells. I don't necessarily use that. Ron Stock holds all the grimoires, god damn it. Don't touch his grimoires. He's collecting them like fucking heads.
Yes?
Holy shit, what? Who's Pagra? A primordial? Seriously? Forest trolls? Oh man, I blew my load. Run.
Lava will be on seek.
Run. Immune to hobbled, petrified, and stuck. Bet you ain't immune to magic missile.
Lava.
Holy fuck balls.
Lava will be on seek.
All right.
This thing isn't doing the job.
That should be some good for you little trolley trolls.
Aspect worth and rough.
This thing is...
Come on, Aloth, pull your shit together.
This thing isn't doing the job.
That was a big battle. After this map, we definitely need to head back to town. Creeping and a creeping. Holy shit! The lion did not fucking fall for that. Pissed off lion. Lion got fucked up. Lug Lug ripped off lion's pelt. Campfire. Tucked under the flap of this bedroll is a relic of some kind, a small conch shell strung with seaweed. You reach out for Jalen Daimouth's soul. You see a group of robed figures sitting next to a fire. This woman, much younger and smaller, sits with them. They are discussing travel and making plans, deciding which road will get them to their destination fastest. A rustling noise catches the attention of several members of the group, and they stand watching over the fire, straining against the darkness to see. An enormous shadowy figure makes its way into the camp, and the darkness slowly parts against the firelight to reveal who it is. Many members of the group stand, readying weapons. Others quietly invoke their god, preparing spells for battle. The girl looks around confused when the man sitting next to her stands, holding out his arms. He chastised the others in the group for not showing the proper hospitality to a stranger. The man walks toward the ogre, hand extended, speaking words of welcome in his own tongue. The ogre stares at the man for a brief moment. Then, with a swiftness seemingly unnatural for a being of its size, it swings the club it had been dragging behind itself. It connects with the man's head, causing a wet, crushing sound. The woman to the right, the girl's, screams and rushes to the man's side, covering half the distance before the man even has fallen to the ground. From the darkness all around the group, terrifying and blood-curdling shouts answer the screams of those in the camp as more figures approach through the darkness. There was some ogres slaying some shit.
I'll see what I can find.
No.
Of course.
Aloth just can't get hit. Let's see what other kind of trouble we can get into here in the next 15 minutes. Aloth is pretty battered and beaten.
Of course.
Yes?
Hey,
What's up, lion?
you're not getting through me.
Holy shit, it's a whole pride.
Hey,
You lions got fucked up. Welcome to the ghetto.
well,
Hearth Harvest. It's a unique hatchet. It's fast, but its interrupt is weak. 9 to 13 slash. Some burn damage. Some damage reduction bypass. This hunting hatchet has a leather-wrapped wooden handle and a silvered blade covered in finely etched flames. When the blade is coated in the blood of prey or an opponent, the etching glows a fiery gold, roaring to life. Even at rest, the hatchet smells faintly of smoke and charred flesh. Well, that's interesting. Some poultry. Got some poultry.
of course.
Hush, Itumak. We'll just wait a little longer.
Sagani. A dwarven woman, dressed in skins and hides, leans against a road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thin stripe of face paint. She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large white-furred fox standing at her heels looks up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak. It's not him.
You seem lost! She lifts her head and looks at you. I know exactly where I am. It's my friend who's lost. Who are you waiting for?
Short version? I'm looking for a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Your friend's supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try something.
Try something? What exactly are you talking about?
The long version. Here we go. I'm from an island to the far south called Nasitok. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persog. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persog's trail is cold, to say the least.
Why can't you find him? There can't be that many of your people in Deerwood. He died when I was young. Forgot to mention that part, did I?
I'm looking for the latest reincarnation, which could be anyone.
How long have you been looking for Persok?
5 years.
So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely remember? Who could be anyone now?
That about sums it up.
Sounds like a waste of time.
Feels like it some days. Especially when I can't get so much as a flicker out of that thing.
How does that statuette figure into it?
She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it in a small, flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished Adra is worn to the dull mat along its arched back and ovid haunches. A small glow emanates from within.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persok. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
As she holds it out to you, you feel a wisp of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persok, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Deerwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright, for a few hours. But most of the time it looks just like this.
Maybe it's broken?
She laughs hollowly. Even scan couldn't be that cruel. It's working, I'm sure of it. It's just not as precise as I'd hope. Even so, she squints at it, looking doubtful.
What will you do now?
I can tell you what I won't do again. Rely on miracle peddlers. It was some so-called watcher who sent me to this crossroads in the middle of nowhere in the first place. I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls. I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5 golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Go on.
He thought he was being vague, but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
What if I'm Persok?
Not to disappoint you, but there's no chance. This thing would glow like a torch. She wiggles the figurine.
May I see it?
Why?
Why not?
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her chapped knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, worried but cautious. You raise the Adra bear, turning it in the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through the eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beast amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step here. You look down long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the waters hundreds of feet below you. I will sniff the breeze. Breathing deeply, you smell salt in the air. Whatever you're standing, wherever your Persok is standing, must be near the ocean, not a lake.
I see a vision of cliffs high over water. Sound familiar?
Your question is greeted with shrugs of silence.
He's standing on a cliff.
What are you talking about? What just happened?
I'm a real watcher, biatch.
She blinks at you a few times, calculating. If you'd seen the way he stares at dead things, you know he's serious.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
I can't add anyone else. So the question then is, let's see if they try to bounce someone out. Yeah, so they're gonna try to bounce someone. She's a ranger. I'd rather keep my chanter. I'm kind of having fun with him right now. So I guess she bounces out to somewhere else.
Well?
But no, I'm not interested, dwarf. Sorry. It's a dead body. It's a forest lurker. I mean, he might have some reagents we need. I don't know. I'm gonna kick his ass. Come on, get him.
Hey.
Got that awakened wood.
Of course.
Probably a good ingredient to have, I would imagine.
As you wish. What is it?
Hey.
Get that sacred ancient wood. So sacred. Fucking up them forest people.
As you wish.
Oh, don't split up. Run! Run, little dragon.
That's not right. This thing isn't doing the job.
Sickened.
This thing isn't doing the job.
That's not very helpful.
All kinds of creepy shit happening out here in the woods. That's going to have to wrap it up for this video, folks. Stay tuned for more Pillars of Eternity soon to come.